Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Wheel of Pain. We've both been really enjoying making this series, and if that wasn't clear, even in the last episode, we're still going to keep doing it because we have a lot of EXs to go.
We're
So,
probably not going to get through all of these, but you know.
no, I mean, we have 96 on the wheel, obviously with more potentially being added depending on, obviously, sets and everything. Obviously, the megas will come out. There will be megas on the wheel, but it depends on the mega. Like, in my personal opinion, Venusaur will at least see some play. What's the other one?
Manectric is going to see play.
Manectric is definitely going to see play. The rest of them might end up on here depending on what they are.
We'll find.
So as per usual with these episodes, we do obviously have rules. So if you've not watched the previous episodes, our rules are we are allowed one backup attacker. The backup attacker can't hit the opposing player's Pokemon for weakness. If we get given a EX that hits them for weakness, that is fine because it's just the luck of the wheel.
The draw.
Well, look at the wheel in this case. So, obviously, I lost, so I'm going to spin the wheel first.
All right.
And obviously, my sister will go over the card that we get. Now, before I spin the wheel, I've done a couple of test spins, which I've obviously cleared off of here. The wheel is not being generous today. So, yeah, here we go. She's not been generous, let's put it that way.
Mm.
And that is Froslass EX. I think I remember what that does. I know it's grass type.
Yes, so Froslass EX is a grass type. It's from Paradox Rift. It has the ability Evanescent. There we go. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent takes one fewer prize cards.
Okay.
And then the attack is 2 water energy called Frost Bullet for 140 damage. And the attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
Okay, so taking one less prize potentially. Is that a flip a coin, did you say?
Yeah, you have to flip a coin if it's knocked out in the active spot.
Could play Legacy Energy in that. So yeah, I've got ideas already, but you know.
And it's weak to fire, so
yeah, because it's Terra Grass. Well, if you get a fire type on it, it's different. But anyway, are you ready for your wheel spin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Like I said, this wheel's not been generous today, so.
Is that Toxtricity?
Oh, I want to play that. I know that card.
All right. Let me just make sure that there isn't multiple. Yeah. Okay.
There's only the one.
Toxtricity EX, yes, is a fighting type, also from Paradox Rift. And annoyingly, it is weak to Froslass because it's weak to grass. But we'll get onto that in a second. So Toxtricity EX for 2 lightning energy does Knocking Hammer for 70, and it discards the top card of your opponent's deck. And then for 3 lightning energy, it does Gaia Punk for 270 damage.
Pretty bulky.
And then it says discard 3 lightning energy from your Pokemon.
Which I know for a fact the lightning attack is, well, the 3 lightning is the attack cost. I wanted to play that. Fair. Like, this is one of the few EXs on this wheel that I actually wanted to play myself, but oh well, it's fine. I'm sure there's more that I'll play. So obviously, if you've obviously been like tuned out or anything, I got Froslass, my sister got Toxtricity. Now, I am allowed to use a grass attacker, but I probably won't because water type energy doesn't really work too well. But I'll think about it. But yeah, this should be a good one. So we're going to go off, make our decks, and we'll see you shortly. Welcome back. We've built our decks. One of us is relatively confident, the other is not.
Can you guess which one? No, yeah, I've built it as best as I can, and you know, in terms of the time that we've got allocated to do it. And
no, I'll go second.
I'm not too mad about that, to be honest.
So if you've skipped ahead to game 1, I got Froslass EX, and I've built this like a deck you would have seen on the channel already. I won't hint at it until the cards flip over, because I'm starting one of them that's involved in that deck.
Oh no. Oh, this isn't going to end well. Okay.
Yeah, I've gone with the Dusks. Or as some people call them, the Ghosts.
I'm going to bench Magnemite. Ultra Ball away 2 energy.
Not the build I thought you'd have gone with, but alright.
And I'm going to grab...
One thing as well is my sister would not have seen the video involving this card because it's not out yet. Spoiler alert.
Of course that's in the prize cards. That's fine. I'll take Miraidon.
Okay.
And then we'll go Miraidon, and then we'll go Tandem Unit. Grab a couple more Toxel.
I was about to say, if I see another Iron Hands, I'm going to start having Vietnam flashbacks.
Generator. Of course, that doesn't hit anything. Pass.
Okay. I've not got a bad hand, to be fair. Okay, that's a good start. Well, Nest Ball. Okay. We'll definitely get a Snow Run down. I went with this one because technically it can do 40 damage to a Toxtricity, which, you know, that's not going to matter. Touch a Water Energy and a Big Fat Research.
Yep.
That was not expected, to say the least. I was not expecting to see that much that I don't want off of a Research.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
Tandem Unit. Probably not going to grab anything off of it though. There's not a lot I can do here, to be honest.
I can't either. Yeah, I don't have a great hand. Okay, well I can bench that. Pokegear. I'm not going to take the Research, but I can thin it. And Iono. Because my hand is pretty dated. Okay, that's not what I wanted directly. I can grab back a Dusknoir. Do that. Evolve to the Froslass. And pass.
Okay.
Not much going on either?
No, I can do stuff this turn. I'm just thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna... Guess I kind of have to do it though. Okay, I'm gonna evolve the active to Toxtricity. I'll then go into Magneton.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use Overvolt Discharge.
So I do get a prize.
So we'll go 1 to the active. Oh no, I can't do it to the active, can I? It has to go to bench.
Oh, it's not only that, it's to lightning Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I need to not evolve. That's fine. It's fine. It's late in the day.
I don't think she read the card properly. To be fair, I did
fine.
that.
Don't worry. I should have, for one, I should have done it before I evolved, but for 2, I do have outs. I'm gonna energy switch.
Oh, there you go then. If it's any consolation, I did that in a pre-release with that mounts on, so.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna attach for turn. I'm gonna Tandem Unit. Get out another Toxel.
Yep.
And then we're just gonna do
Knocking Hammer.
Knocking Hammer does not knock it out, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, it's resistance.
Fighting as well.
Oh no, you have to double energy switch.
To work out.
You have to Gaia Punk a Duskull.
Yeah, more things for me to work around.
That's incredible.
Apparently your deck hates me.
Well, I'm sorry, but I kind of had to build it this way. Promote the Froslass. And draw for turn. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'll evolve the benched one to a Froslass. Play the Poffin. We might as well thin you out. I'm then going to Curse Blast one of the Toxels. So now you take a prize card. I'll attach for turn to the Froslass. Play a cheeky Eerie. Oh, that's a nice hit. We will take that.
I literally just got that off the prize cards.
Yeah, I literally just chucked in the Eerie as my 60th card last minute. So then we'll grab the Night Stretcher, grab back the Dusknoir. evolve it, but we don't need to do anything with it because we unfortunately hit you for weakness. So we will Frost Bullet.
I will say my tech is prized this game, so this isn't going to go great.
No.
I mean, it wasn't going to go great anyway, but...
No. So, if you want to know what... Oh my god. If you want to know what the deck I built this on, it's Arbaleaver EX. I just ripped out the Arbaleaver line and, yeah, plonked in the Froslass line. Yeah. And also the monkeys, because I had to make room. I can't play monkeys in here, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I can't. That's a good draw, though. Yeah.
Not a lot I can do here, though.
If you heard any barking, by the way, over the microphone on my end, that is the German Shepherds that live across from us. They're very noisy. We've known them since they were babies, but they are very cute.
Look at the script.
And yeah, they're still barking.
That doesn't even save me, does it? No.
I can hear Dad talking to them now through my headphones. But yeah, I love those dogs. We're very much dog loving and like people for context as well.
There's the
Toxtricity.
Yeah, there's really not a lot I can do here. Slight intrusion.
Why not? Get the damage in. No, I can hear woof. I can just hear woofing right now. Okay. I'm going to evolve to a Dusknoir. I could be a twat and like double Dusknoir, but then that's so risky. In fact, would that... No, it wouldn't work. So I'm just going to Frost Bullet. We will do 20. Obviously, we can't hit the Toxtricity. I will just... What math looks at here? I'll just ping the Fez.
Yeah.
Take a prize. Well, I'll be missing you all game, that's for sure.
Not a bunch that I can do here. At this
Not a lot,
stage.
Unfortunately.
No.
There's a Puffin. Yeah.
Well, I've got no targets now, so I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to Arven.
You can at least Fez for 3 at least. That's something.
Yeah. Got Super Rod. Super Rod back in. A couple of Toxel. And an Energy. And Nest Ball. For... Oh, that doesn't even work. Nest Ball for Toxel. Tandem Unit for another one. And then Fez for 3. And then we'll just attach to Toxtricity and pass.
Watch it out game with Dusknoir. So I'm just going to Curse Blast, hit one of the Toxels. Use the prize card, and then Frost Bullet for 140 to the active, went to the bench.
Yeah. This is depressing. My tech was prized, so I couldn't even get it set up.
See, I was going to go with a Froslass spread Monkey Dory sort of build, but then I was like, well, Toxtricity doesn't have an ability, and I thought, well, what else can I do? Like, what else can I add to, like, what could I do? So, obviously, in the deck list later on, you'll see what I went with, fully anyway. But if that match didn't give it away, I don't know what will. Let's go to a game 2. And welcome back to game 2. That was a bit of a slaughter for Toxtricity there.
Were we actually surprised?
Yeah, grass weakness for a start, and then I decided to go Dusknoir and all that jazz. Yeah, that just doesn't work out for me. You wanted to go second, was it?
No, I didn't even say which I wanted to go.
That's the
I'll
point.
go first.
You want to go first? Okay. So I'll go second then. That's fine.
I don't think it's going to make a difference because
it could.
There's not a lot I can do when I'm getting hit for weakness and It's really awkward to set up this. Oh, you're gonna see my tech. Well,
Your
I say
tech,
my
eh?
tech.
What the hell is this? Florges. Blooming Garden, your Pokemon in play have no weakness. No, that's clever. I like that.
That was the only thing that would fix the Toxtricity.
Yeah, because obviously, as we discussed during deck building, protective goggles that you might remember from the first episode doesn't work on an evolution Pokemon. It only works on basics. I thought it worked on all of them, but no.
Okay. We'll go Puffin for double Toxel. Attach for turn. And pass. How riveting.
Riveting gameplay here, folks. Oh, I really don't want to get rid of all these, but I kind of don't have a choice. The double counter catcher makes sense in this list, let's be real.
Yeah.
Do that. We can get back to you later. Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, riveting gameplay happening here, folks. That's for sure.
I'm gonna bench Flabebe. I will.
I'm sorry, I'm too busy laughing at that.
I'm gonna evolve.
Oh, is there not a higher HP one?
No, that's the best one you can get.
Oh dear.
I'll attach for turn here, and then pass.
I mean, I was gonna say you could attack with knocking hammer, but discard a card off my deck.
So what's the
well,
point?
no, you can discard a card off of the top of my deck. That's what I was thinking anyway. So I'll take back the Dusknoir.
No, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Evolve.
Leave
Eerie.
it alone.
I'll get rid of that. Might as well. I'm not going to bother looking at the other two cards in hand, but still. We'll attach one here. Curse Blast, that stupid
Leave it
berry
alone.
flower thing.
No.
I don't even know what it is. I think it's a flower fairy thing.
Flabebe is a flower.
Oh, I'd take a prize. That's pretty mint, actually. Evolve one of them. And pass.
My poor Flabebe.
I mean...
You didn't even give it a chance.
Well, it's... I'm sorry, but 40 HP is too good to resist. What can I say?
Yeah, well... It's the only Flabebe that's in... There's two Flabebes in format, and they're both 40 HP.
Oh dear.
So...
That's not good, is it?
Didn't really have a choice. Let's go... I don't think it really matters, actually. EXP share to Miraidon.
Okay.
I will attach to Toxtricity. Restart for 2. Okay. I will retreat.
Was that a good okay or a bad okay?
It's a decent okay. Then we're gonna Arven. I'll grab Generator and Bravery Charm.
Yep.
Hit the Jenny. Get 1, that's fine.
At least you're knocking out my Dusknoir. That's something.
I'm gonna charm up the Mew.
Yep.
And then...
And my poor Dusknoir.
Gaia Punk.
Although you wouldn't say poor Dusknoir after the terror it's caused you so far.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I don't mind losing... Oh, I didn't even realise it would discard 3 energy from your Pokemon. Like, it doesn't have to be the Toxtricity. It's a bit like Tina.
Yeah.
Like Tina was in format. Birdie Puffin. Grab some more Dusks. Touch a Water Energy. And Frost Bullet.
Yeah.
Where does this Frost Bullet damage go? It doesn't hugely matter. I can plonk it on one of the Toxels, I guess. Because then that lines up Dusknoir's math, I guess.
My EXP share triggers.
Indeed. I'm on prizes though, so that's something to consider. There's my ace spec. Haven't even seen that yet. Haven't even seen my ace spec.
Let's go. Puffin, fail. Attach to the Don. Restart for 1.
Good old Don.
I don't think... Yeah, there's no more targets in deck.
I'll look at your Discord. Okay, that's not too bad. I must admit, this was not the build I was expecting you to go with. Like the Magnemites and everything. I'll reveal my A spec, which is Grand Tree. So do that. Doesn't matter which. Do I have game here? No. Not yet. Research. I think I do now, though. Dusknoir. Let me just do the math, hold on. So 13, do that. Dusknoir. Yeah, I've got game. So Curse Blast. The Mew. And then, in fact, I'll just, because we can blow up more Dusknoir, why the hell not? Kill the Magnemite. This is disgusting. This deck's probably going to get its own video at this rate. And then, once I take my prize... Why not just do that to BM a little bit more? And then Frost Bullet, full knockout, ping the 20 on the Toxel, which doesn't matter. And that is unfortunately game.
Yeah.
That was quite the slaughter.
Not a lot I can do when game 1 the tech is prized, game 2
I blow up the tech.
You just blow it up.
Yeah, this Froslass deck.
This card is awful. Like,
yeah, I think you can guess the last 2 letters she was implying. Like I said, it's not the build I thought you would have gone with, but
what did you think I was going to do?
I thought you was going to go. Then again, no. I think it's to electric Pokemon only. What's it? The electric? Is it electric Pokemon only though? I don't remember.
What card are you thinking of?
Electric, the new Dynamotor.
Oh, that was a possibility, but I thought that the Magneton was going to be a little bit more impactful. Also, I was struggling for space. Like,
you was struggling for space, yeah.
Yeah.
So... That was quite a slaughter for poor Toxtricity. I really wanted to play that deck myself, but maybe I'll do a video on it in the future.
It's a bad card. It's a bad card.
This is the whole point of the series, I'm afraid. But yeah, I'll have to make a note of that Toxtricity. I might have to make a video on it.
It's awful. Don't waste your time.
Hey, I could probably make it work, but you never know. So now we're going to go to our deck list. Obviously, I know that was a bit shorter for games, but that is what happens when you play Dusknoir and everything like that.
And that is what happens when you get a weakness advantage on the wheel.
Yes, as well. So let's go to the deck list and let's have a look. So here's the list I played today, and just to trigger my sister, I'm using 2 different Dusknoirs from 2 different sets. That sort of thing really does annoy her, so... Yeah, although I think this matchup in general just annoyed her because obviously it's a weakness advantage, which, you know, it's going to happen on the wheel. We're not going to, like, sugarcoat it. There is going to be weakness advantage on the wheel. And unfortunately, even with our rules, there's only so much we can do to avoid that. Obviously, I technically did have the option of playing a grass attacker, but obviously because we've discussed that in the rules of the wheel. But I decided not to. I was like... Well, how can I build a Froslass deck? Well, a Froslass EX deck, but I can't play Froslass that does the Freezing Shroud, because obviously I'd only have room for 1, ideally. So then I went back through a couple of lists of mine, and then I remembered that Arbeliever EX exists with a Dusknoir package, so I pretty much just took that with a few extra steps. So obviously we're playing a 4-4-2 line of the Dusknoir line, because, well, maximum... blow up, I guess, of the Cursed Blast. Then a 3-3 Froslass line, because obviously we do have the extra, well, the -1 prize. I did consider Legacy Energy as my ace spec, but then I thought I'm leaning more into the Dusknoirs and stuff like that, so I'll play Grand Tree, because then it can at least search me a Froslass as well, if I get in a pinch, that is. Obviously, my backup attacker was Blood Moon, but, well, I did not need him, because that was a slaughter, unfortunately. Then obviously I played Fez for a bit of extra draw as well. For research, 3 Iono, 1 copy of Eerie, which was a very, very late edition. It was literally 30 seconds before we started the matches. I played this because I was like, well, there's going to be generators. There might be an E-switch or two. I don't know, but I would imagine there's generators, so I just went with an Eerie as my 60th card. Then 4 Body Puffin, 4 Pokegear, 4 Nest Ball, 3 Counter Catcher, because obviously we are blowing up Duskulls, and ideally we want to be playing Research, Iono, possibly Eerie. So that was the thought behind that. That's our main gust, is Counter Catcher. Obviously we don't do a lot of damage with the Frost Bullet, which is only 140, and then we do 20 to the bench. Not great, so decided not to go too far into that. 2 Earthen Vessels to obviously find our 8 Water Energy. You could probably cut this down to 6, I think. 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Rare Candy in case obviously we can't find our Grand Tree. Obviously there's no way to search these, so that's the only thing. 2 Night Stretcher, 1 Super Rod, a Rigid Band, which we never even saw this card. The idea of that was to put Froslass out of range of Gaiapunk, because it does 270, was it?
Yeah, 270.
Yeah, so the idea was to leave me on 10 HP, but obviously that didn't come to fruition. Then obviously 1 Stadium is Grand Tree, and of course 8 basic Water Energy, because, well, I didn't really know a good count, and I just assumed 8 would be a safe pick. So what did you think of the list? Although I think I know the answer.
I mean, a 4-4-2 Dusknoir. Like, I can obviously see why you did that, to sort of take advantage of the lower attack from Froslass in terms of its attack output. And obviously being able to sort of lean into Counter Catcher and stuff, but yeah. I mean, when you've got the type advantage and there's not many ways for me to prevent that, you kind of have the answers.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing, because there's not many real good ways to play a Froslass EX, because again, the whole point of this challenge and the whole point of the wheel is we play cards that don't really see the light of day, and Froslass doesn't. But then I thought, well, I played Our Believer EX for a video, which obviously at the time of recording my sister's not seen that video. But I played I believe it was 4-4-2 Dusknoir line in that as well. Obviously the build is different, because obviously with Our Believer you only need a single grass, so I played less energy for that. But I think in this list you could safely cut down to 6 energy, maybe put you could
go down
that's
to
what
6.
I'm thinking, because obviously,
you could also be very cheeky. You could maybe go up to 4 Snorunt and then go to like either 2 of the like normal Froslass with the Freezing Shroud.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity with this list, and
there's a few different things that you can do. Fun fact: I think I have come up against a Froslass EX before at a league challenge. I can't remember what they were playing with it, but it was at the time that was when Reggie Drago was in the format. So
I don't think they did too well then. But yeah, this was quite an interesting card to explore. Obviously, we did get to attack with it quite a bit, which was another thing. Because obviously, if you notice as well, there's no switch or anything like that. I was relying on the Dusclops just blowing themselves up and then just switching out that way. And because Froslass only has a 1 retreat, it was not a concern. Obviously, if we started the bear, that'd be very different. So I might put a switch in there if I do a proper video on this thing, which I probably will. But also I want to do a video on Toxtricity, but yeah, we know the sister's opinion about that deck. So before we go any further, let's go and have a look at her deck list and see what she did.
Here is the terrible Toxtricity EX list. As I already alluded to, the weakness factor was a big part, because no matter what I kind of did, I wouldn't be able to sort of prevent Toxicity from being just one shot. However, there is this Florigus in the format right now, which allows your Pokemon to not have any weakness. However, in Game 1, which you wouldn't have seen from my perspective, the Flabebe was prized. And then obviously Game 2, because Joe knew exactly what it did, he took it out way before. This is the only Flabebe in format. There is one more, but they both have 40 HP. So you get the idea. When you're coming up against the Dusclops build, it's not going to last very long. There's argument that I could have like obviously charmed it, but I didn't find the charm sometimes.
Yeah,
so
and plus I have a Dusknoir for that purpose anyway. So
exactly. Other than that, though, I had a 1-1 Magneton line again. I misplayed it in Game 1 because knackered, and to be honest, this was a really awful card to try and build a deck around. So my main inspiration was sort of like a Miraidon-y type build. I could have also gone down the electric route,
Which is
But I
what
would have
we've
had to.
fully enough discussed as well.
Yeah, I would have like had to have built it a little bit differently. And because I had to make room for this potential tech, I could only put in so many cards.
And also the fact that you don't play Rare Candy, because that tech is a stage 2, which is another important part.
Annoyingly, I had to cut the Rare Candy last minute. I can't remember what it was for. I think it was for the Mew, because this deck, obviously, like most Miraidon builds, when you're kind of empty in your hand, it lacked draw. So I had to fit the Mew in somehow. But yeah, then we've obviously got the 4 Arven, 2 Research, 2 Boss. Arven's obviously good for like trying to find your generators or even secret box, and obviously for your tools when you need them. Research obviously for the draw, and then Boss didn't even come up obviously. And then yeah, 4 Jennies, 4 Puffin. I played 4 E-Switch. I probably could have cut that down to be honest, but I was mainly thinking about the fact that Magneton would have to put in some work. 4 Nest Ball, 2 Ultra Ball. Secret Box was my A spec. Again, this was a really awkward card to sort of build towards, and I don't think there would have been another like A spec that would have worked. Maybe Prime Catcher, but then Secret Box is just a really powerful A spec that can kind of fit into any deck in the format, I would argue.
I agree. I mean, look at the X Control in episode 2 as well, I'll say.
Yeah.
We saw well that build went.
Yeah, and then obviously the 1 counter catcher again. Most Miraidon lists play it this way, especially because you've got the Magneton to get you behind on prize cards. But obviously, I wasn't thinking of like Joe having the Dusknoir package, so the counter catcher effectively is kind of null and void until late game. And yeah, lots of energy because obviously we want to hit the generators. And this is a pretty standard count for like Miraidon type builds and stuff.
It's definitely a standard count for that. But it was just a shame because, like, obviously with the weakness, which obviously we knew we was getting ourselves into this. Like at some point in this wheel, we are going to hit the point where we have a weakness matchup and there's no tech for it, or at least if there is a tech, in the case of like the Flabébé and obviously the Florigus, the factor is that because of the build I went with, and even if I went with a Froslass Monkey Dory build, which I was debating, the fact because I was going to go to 2EX, 2 Froslass, and just have a 4-2-2 Froslass line, so 2EX, 2 thingy. I could have still Monkey Doried and then Frost Bulleted the Flabébé, so I have plenty of options there.
Yeah.
But like I said, we knew we was going to get into this situation eventually. Just a shame that my sister got to play the card that I wanted to play. But I will probably try and do a video on Toxtricity at some point. I'll have to try and cook up a list for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, the when you go to make your list, you'll have at least 3 spaces left when you're not having to think about exactly what you're playing against, i.e. the Froslass. And to be honest, there's not many grass Pokemon for you to worry about in the format apart from Teal Mascogapon.
Yeah, we can just body that with one shot.
But obviously when the Megas come into play, that'd be something where it would just be bad. But I'm not being funny. When are you going to come up against the Toxtricity EX? Unless it's at your locals. And
probably
Toxtricity
never.
Is like someone's favourite.
Let's put it this way. I love Toxtricity as a Pokemon, but I have never seen a deck made around it. Like I'm gonna have to look up some videos on it, but like I really want to try it because like its Gaia Punk attack reminds me a lot of Tina, obviously because I used to be a Giratina V-Star player a long time ago. And obviously that was 2 energy from any of your Pokemon. Obviously this is 3. But I mean you've got a good build here to start off with anyway. I mean the 4 generators, the 4 energy switch to obviously accommodate the Gaia Punk. Obviously the resistance on the Dusknoir was also a factor, so your knocking hammer was a bit, skewiff, as me optician would say. But yeah, we obviously have learned a bit about the decks. Obviously Froslass is probably best played as a Dusknoir build. I will probably cover Froslass at some point in its own video. Obviously I want to make a couple of changes. But yeah, this was a pretty simple matchup really. Like it was obviously weakness, so as we've discussed, that can be a little bit bad, but we knew what was getting into when we made this series. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. Really hope you enjoyed seeing Froslass versus Toxtricity. I will cook up my own build of Toxtricity at some point, but I don't know how long I'll be on that. It depends on what my research is and everything. If, however, the video comes out very soon after this, you'll know I cooked because, you know, that's... I tend to try and, like, get videos out as quick as possible because obviously I've updated my upload schedule now. Obviously, at the time of this recording, my sister will not know that, but still, I'll tell her off camera and everything. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.